I'm on the last stages of finishing this Maloof lowback chair. Let me go through a little bit of the finishing process up to this stage. By the way, this is some old ash, Modesto ash, that was cut at the sawmill about 10 or 15 years ago, something like that. That I had a plank around for a long time, waiting to use it. This was a good project for that plank of wood. This wood was outside, so it was infested with insects and water, so on. So it's got quite a bit of character in it. Now, I sanded, of course, up to about 220, I guess it was, and then started coats. Oh, I then dyed it because the ash has some tannic acid in it. I used potassium dichromate to change color a little bit. Didn't, of course, it's darker now, but a lot of that is just oil on there. After I dyed it, I sanded a little bit and then flooded it with raw linseed oil. And that did bring out a lot of color and grain. Then I started shellac. And I was using some black shellac, de-waxed in this case. It's pretty dark shellac. And I brushed on about 6 coats a day after I flooded with oil, wiping off all the oil. And, well, you don't get all of it, obviously, but that isn't a problem. I can shellac right away. And I put on about 6 coats one day, just over and over and over, and we've had good weather for that kind of finishing. And then the next day I began sanding with 400. Then I made a little wad of furniture wadding and wrapped it with a cotton cloth and thinned the shellac down and used this to wipe on the shellac. Then yesterday I sanded that shellac well, actually no, I did not sand it. I left it alone until this morning, and this morning I started rubbing out a little bit. This is pumice powder, 6/0, very fine pumice. And then I've got some paraffin oil, liquid paraffin oil, and I dip a little cloth like that, and then dip it into the pumice powder, and then I just work it, not with a heavy hand. I don't worry about going with the grain. I just do a circular action here. And if it just knocks back that shellac. And it gives a glow that I prefer on a piece like this. I'm not trying to get a glossy, shiny finish here. And then after I do that, I just take the blue towel here and wipe that off. Now eventually, what I want to do is get all that oil off of there. So I'll use a de-waxer. I don't have the example here, but I have a de-waxer that I can use on top of this to get all the oil off. Then later I'll probably apply some wax. So this is the final steps on this fun piece of Maloof, a Maloof low back chair.